We are about 7 kilometers far from the battle line, the city of Kostiantynivka in Donetsk region. Now it is one of the main rearward cities closest to the front. It is considered the rear because there is no direct fighting here, although enemy can hit here with any type of weapon. You can already see the battered windows near the train station, the atmosphere of a military city. Here I can see the destroyed train station, unfortunately. The city has suffered a lot. The railroad station in Kostiantynivka stopped receiving trains back in 2022 year. But on the night of February 25th, 24th year, the area of the station was still shelled. The station and everything around it destroyed. It all have to be rebuilt. You can hear the explosions. And this is what the city center looks like. Deserted. Look, let's turn the camera around. A 360-degree turn. There's no one here but our second cameraman and our car. Friday. The time for people to walk around. The park, the benches. But no one's here. This is because a shell hit. It's partially destroyed. Kostiantynivka is a city that in Soviet times was humming with factories smelting glass and metal. It was here that the bottles for Soviet champagne, one of the main attributes of the holiday in those years, were made. And today there are no people on the streets of this city. Really wish life would come back here as soon as possible. And by the way, you can see that they are really trying to bring it back. Imagine the front line is near, everything is broken, but here fresh flowers, freshly planted, fresh beds. You can see it here and across. There are roses there and there. The city is full of flowers. You can see that people are trying hard to preserve at least a part of their ordinary life, life that was before the full-scale war. But our main goal is to understand what the city lives today. And that means we need to find people. Tell me, where is the center? Center.
Actually, it's here.
This is the center. Where are all the people?
They're at home. There's coming up.
Curfew.
Yes.
How do you live here today?
Ordinary.
What do you do?
We study in the 11th grade.
Online learning?
Yes, of course. All the schools here are destroyed. Everything is ruined.
Are the hits frequent?
Recently, there was, last summer, near the Children's World Store at the park. There was an impact between the houses. A lot of people got hit. A lot of people died.
Where's the main hangout spot around here? Your young girls.
Before the war, it was here.
Here, out here where it's deserted now.
All you can do here now is walk around the ruins and look.
I'm trying to find some people. I'm yelling, people!
If you walk farther down the street, you'll see the Central Park there.
Central Park? There are people here. Not many, but there are. Here you see. This is our reality. You can no longer imagine frontline towns without it. On the playground, 7 kilometers from the battle line, children are really playing. Nearby are several adults who do not miss an opportunity to update the content of their photo gallery. Take a picture with me, you can.
Thank you.
And tell more at the same time.
Okay, can you take a picture?
Let us take selfies.
Yes.
How do you live in the city? What's your name?
Ksenia.
The first thing that surprised me was this. I went out to the very center and there, empty, no people. Usually in the center is always...
We've got some fighting going on, people are afraid. I am a mom of many children.
How many children do you have?
3, 2 little twins.
Like in my family. Me and my twins, a boy and a girl, my brother and sister.
And I have an older son. And a girl and a boy.
Wow, pretty cool.
I work as a pharmacist. There are no kindergartens. But of course, school is all online, also bad. Believe in the best. Here for now. We're not going to leave yet.
Well, have you thought of a plan B, just in case?
Of course.
What is it?
Further to go. Kramatorsk, that way.
Adults stay in Kostiantynivka because of work, but children also have their own motivation to stay. What kind of entertainment do you have here mostly? Here I see you have a park, here you can walk around, socialize with friends.
We do acrobatics.
So hobby clubs are working? Some are. What is your dream? This is where I'd like to ask each of you. For the war to end soon.
I want to live peacefully, quietly. The war to end and go home.
And where are you from?
Donetsk.
You are from Donetsk. Sasha Dmytriev is from Donetsk. You have the same dream, don't you? Yes. So everyone answered the same way. What are your dreams, guys? For everyone to live peacefully. I dream of ending the war and going to the sea. I want the war to end and my friends to come. These children, more than anyone else, know what war is, because it is closest to their home. What do you men dream of becoming? And what do you plan to do here, in your hometown? I'm finishing 9th grade and go to the 111th high school to become an auto mechanic and driver. I want to finish high school, go to be a pastry chef. A worthy dream. Service stations will be needed here, pastry shops, of course. Who doesn't like sweets? I'm going to study here after 9th grade to become a paramedic at medical school. And then I think I plan to go somewhere else, to Kyiv, to the big cities there.
Police investigator.
A police investigator, huh?
To Dnipro, to enter the medical school.
Good luck to you. Thank you. I wish your city to always remain Ukrainian and peaceful. And that as soon as possible we forget about all these impacts, shelling. To have a normal life. To have concerts, events, new establishments opened. And we are getting farther away from the front line. There are more and more cars and people with every kilometer. And we come to the town of Druzhkivka, which is about 17 kilometers away from the front line. There are definitely more people here, and their mood is also slightly different.
Well, today, for example, we went downtown to the square and there is a new store opening. So the city lives.
Is the city growing?
Yes, a lot of people came home, a lot. So
Isn't it scary to live like this?
scary. We've even had impacts near us. Well, we survived. The streets are being cleaned and asphalt in the center has already been patched for us. So we're good.
CGP. Good afternoon.
Hi,
Are you filming? What's your name?
Irina. I love you very much.
Are you from Druzhkivka?
Yes, I watch your shows. Goosebumps everywhere.
It's a pleasure.
Very nice to see you.
Are you on the bus too with us?
Yes.
We'll talk there. Who stays and what is the motivation to stay despite such danger?
Motivation, well, how can I tell you? It's not that easy. Leaving your own native. It's hard. It is easier for young people.
What do the young people who stay here live today? Strong nerves. A year ago thought they would come in here, they didn't. What happens next year, we don't know. It's a strange feeling, really. I'm telling you. Yes. I see you have a lovely large family. The front line is very close. As long as the plant is up and running, we're here. Clay mining plant. Ah, we passed a big quarry there, right? Yes, the management says if Chasiv Yar is taken, the company will automatically close. So we'll live here. Are the schools working?
Online.
Online. And the kindergartens?
No, unfortunately. We try to somehow entertain our children in the evening. Sometimes we dance, play music, play soccer, sing songs with them as well. I don't want to go anywhere, of course, but if we have to, of course we will, because the children will be safe. That's the most important thing.
Civilians in re-war towns like Druzhkivka and Kostiantynivka still feel unsafe here, but this is what peaceful life looks like for the military men from the war zone today. Can we film you? Yeah. What brigade are you from? 93rd. 93rd, oh nice. How's regular life going in the city right now? They're used to the reality they're in and adaptive. Yes, there is shelling, but people, let's say, people get used to everything, adapted. I was at Territorial Defense Forces back then when you were filming your reports. Maybe it even influenced me to join the Armed Forces of Ukraine. Why? People watched all this, you showed the whole picture, the fear, the horrors, all of it, and you motivated people.
That job was bombed, and a rocket fell near us when my little brother and I were sleeping. I was in a cocoon and my brother was on the couch. There is nothing left of our house.
Generally, many watched your reports and went to serve. that Komarov is in the thick of events. And why are we not? Everyone has to do something. Thank you. Take care. Godspeed. In Druzhkivka, 17 kilometers from the front line, we even found a place that has milkshakes and raf on coconut. Ice latte, please.
Ice latte?
Are you local? No, Mariupol. Mariupol? A settler? Well, almost. Military. Military? Yes. All right, no unnecessary questions then. Can I show your face? You can. What do you recommend? A military man on the street said chicken burgers. The mixed shawarma here is very delicious. Mixed shawarma is delicious, right? Oh, you even have craft ice cream here. Oreo, Snickers, salted caramel. It's a real gourmet selection. I've never had a mojito in a war zone before. Non-alcoholic, I hope.
Non-alcoholic.
A non-alcoholic mojito, please. And one burger. Man, can I sit down with you? Good. Look at this beauty. I don't know, this is some kind of author's odd cuisine. Honestly, I expected to eat stew somewhere in the basement today. Because when we drove to Druzhkivka, I did not think that there was such an incredible atmosphere, that life was boiling here. It's pretty calm in Druzhkivka, well, except of course for regular explosions, but so tolerable. This is nice. Wow, I don't know where to find such a burger in Kyiv. And egg and double cutlet. Very tasty. For most of the military, it's a job. And in between, when you have to rest somewhere, well, you have to get back to life little by little, to that kind of atmosphere. You see many, many different things. I volunteered for the army at the beginning of the 22nd year. I knew that war is no joke, but I didn't even realize how terrible it is. The fact that the hate's close by, the shooting, all that, compared to my friends are here, especially one of my close friends who I think is still missing. That is really the worst part of it. I stopped. Rather, I forced myself not to get attached to people. And you live with the acceptance that any day now you could be gone. Either me or someone else I socialize with. And that's the worst part. It's become habitual. I guess the body, to keep from going crazy, just kind of shuts down, goes inward. When I watch everyone sitting with drinks, smiling, talking about something, it reminds me of the movies I watched as a child about World War II. I was very surprised when I saw that somewhere near the front line is suddenly a restaurant and people having a normal life there. It always surprised me. How can life go on next to death? How can life be complete next to the front line? Let's have those non-alcoholic mojitos. Take care of yourselves. May you all be well. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. After such dinners, it becomes clear, in peacetime a mojito is just a mojito, and 17 kilometers away from the trenches and dugouts, it is an incredibly important sip of peaceful life, which gives strength to go on and motivates. And we continue to explore how the home front lives in the frontline region. After the destroyed station in Kostiantynivka, we have a question: how do people get to these towns? And we will look for the answer in the train number 102. I'm traveling in the train, which until 2014 connected the city of Donetsk with Kherson. Back then, residents of the East used to take it to the Black Sea for vacations. In the opposite direction, young people from Kherson were going to study at numerous universities of Donetsk. Today, the train does not go further than Kramatorsk, and people nicknamed it the War train. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can I sit next to you? I'll lift it up.
Yes, have a seat.
What's your name?
Vika.
Vika, and the baby?
Markian. Svetlana.
Svetlana, are you together?
Yes, I'm her mom.
Ah, you're her mother, okay. Tell me, where are you going?
We're going to Kramatorsk, to my husband. My husband is a military man. Unfortunately, because of the situation, we do not see each other often. Once a month we go like this, just so that he could stay with him for 3 days, and that's it. Then we leave.
How old is the baby?
3 months.
3 months. So that's your entire pregnancy during the war and all the dating?
Yes, I was in Kramatorsk. And then in the last month of pregnancy, I went to my mom.
Where to? Kiev?
To brewery. I thought he'd meet me from the train, but unfortunately he can't. He'll be with us around lunchtime.
He's gonna go out from unit not for alone, right?
Yes, unfortunately they don't let him go for long.
What's daddy's name?
Dmytro.
Dmytro.
He's already been to the front lines. Been there for a year. I lived in worry, prayed, cried every day. He could go weeks without contact. It was very scary, really. Especially when you don't know who is on the list for the first few days.
It's scary to see a familiar name.
Yes. He took it very hard too, because there are casualties and wounded. He knew the boys. I didn't even know how to behave at such moments the first few days. But then, thank God, he was transferred back. And it got a little easier. Baby's born. I want him to see him grow up. The baby's drawn to him too. You can see it in his eyes. They're shiny. He misses him. She smiles at him, laughs, sometimes tells him something. Right, son?
In childhood, we did not understand then when grandparents said children of war. And now you understand, here is the children of war. God grant that you all will be well. Happiness to you.
Thank you so much.
A lot of military in this car. What brigade are you from? 115th Mechanized. You're safe. Back to your people. To the unit, yes. To carry on the mission. Defend our land from the lousy dogs. Can you take a picture?
Yes, of course.
Is it possible to ask you, what is your name? Alec. Alec, where are you going? To Kostiantynivka. I work in Kiev for a year and a half. Orthopedic technician. How often do you come to Kostiantynivka? Twice a month. I mean, it's a frontline town, really? Yes. Mortar shells and other things. Station destroyed. Culture palace bombed. You can see that the city is changing. Fewer people. Do you believe that you will return home completely when there will be no more shelling? No. Don't believe? I don't believe it. I hope that it will pass, like in the 14th year. But it probably won't. I think everybody realizes that. But they're afraid to admit it. It's like you've accepted that you're going to lose everything. But you don't fully believe it. Actually, this is the second time in my life. I'm Armenian. I lived in Azerbaijan. The first time I abandoned my house back in the 90s. The subject of a long-standing territorial dispute between Azerbaijan and Armenia has become a separate mountainous region, Nagorno-Karabakh. It lies within Azerbaijan, but with an ethnically Armenian majority population. In the early 90s, the First Karabakh War broke out here. Tens of thousands of people died. Well, imagine we got a house, everything, an apartment, we left everything and moved away. And my father was about 60 years old, and he was worried. I didn't understand that. I was younger. And now, 40 years later, yes, it's all happening again. How do you prepare for this? How's that? You can't carry it all with you. I have a house there. It's a nice house, dogs there. My sister lives there. Stores, manufacturing. We produce orthopedic shoes for the military. Why don't you move production despite being so close to the front line? It's still necessary for the masters to leave too. But they don't want to. They need a place to live. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. And what is your name?
Vika. Christina.
Where are you going?
To parents. To Kostiantynivka. My parents are there, where we settle ourselves. We live in the Kiev region. Trying to go home once a month now. We miss home very much.
Is it scary when you get there?
The first time we came, we hadn't been there, I think, for a year and a half. Well, it was scary. Then we got used to it. You just start to appreciate your home more. If before, when you live there, you thought that it was a small town, I want to go to a big one. Now you realize that I want to come back all the time. That the folks back home have gotten closer even. I mean, every time you leave your parents, you think, or whether they'll be okay. It's like that. We can make our parents move out.
Oh, so you were trying to get your parents out, were you?
Yes, of course. An apartment, a house, a car. And my dad have some kind of work, so they don't want to change anything. It's already such an age that they don't want anything new.
In the next coupe, we meet the team of Ukrzaliznytsia, the Ukrainian railroad, with whom we will go on a special mission. Who else is going with you? What do you think?
I don't know, probably the head of Ukrzaliznytsia.
Yeah, you got it. Why the flowers? What do you think? Maybe some kind of anniversary passenger here.
Perhaps it is a very deserved person for Ukrzaliznytsia and decided to solemnly congratulate.
Actually, we go to really congratulate a unique person. I think Mr. Alexander will tell more details. After all, she's a railroader. She worked for 40 years on the Donetsk Railroad. And then it turned out she had a whole dynasty of railroaders. We decided to make a symbolic gesture. She was awarded the title of Honorary Train Chief. The Honorary Train Chief? How old is she? 97. And then it turned out that 1 year she attributed to herself, because at that time on the railroad took from a certain age. She added a little to get in. 98. She worked as a train's conductor for 40 years and all her life dreamed of becoming the chief of the train. And she does not even suspect that we have another surprise. Girls, who do you think is the man with the bouquet?
Probably the first passenger who rode with her.
You know, you guessed right. The grandmother was indeed a conductor for her grandson. How long has it been since you've seen her? It's been 2 years. Okay, girls, we have tea, black, green, fruit, and thyme.
Presidential.
You said about presidential tea. Polisky with thyme. Biden himself, when he came to Ukraine, tried it. He liked it very much. Since then, it has been called Biden's tea. Oh, okay. Fruity one, please. You know, I want a Carpathian. It's Biden's one. It's a fruit one. Carpathian one for me, thank you. Classic cup holder, faceted glass. Carpathian tea. By the way, we filmed the golden car. We improvised. We went out to the third-class car and invited people over for dinner. This is Boris Johnson's favorite wagon. Whoa!
There is too much gold. I like it. I like it a lot.
What is his fate? It played a critical role in the evacuation because there was the issue of overcrowded rail cars. Perinatal center evacuated in this car, evacuated children with oncology, children with Down syndrome, and even 2 maternity hospitals. Taking this opportunity, I can't help but ask, the attitude to Ukrzaliznytsia before the full-scale invasion and after is very different. Before we knew there is a train, there is a third class with socks, and there is a second class, sometimes with air conditioners, sometimes without. And now the workers of Ukrzaliznytsia are like rescuers, like heroes. Tell us about this transformation. We remember the Kramatorsk tragedy on April 8th of the 22nd year. The day before, there was a large-scale evacuation of Kramatorsk. 3 trains came there to take out a total of 3,500 people. The landing was complete. Our trains were already approaching Barvinkovo, and then the bridge was broken. The Russians hit the only bridge that connected the regions and allowed people to be evacuated. It was already dark. There was shelling. Our railroad workers restored the track in 3.5 hours, and all 3 trains passed over this emergency bridge in turn. In fact, the night before the tragedy, we transported 3,500 people at a speed of 5 kilometers per hour on a barely restored track. And already in the morning, the 8th of April, there was an impact at the station of Kramatorsk. So if the bridge had not been repaired that night, 3,500 people would have ended up at the train station, in addition to those who have suffered and lost their lives. According to the instructions, the train was supposed to turn around and go back to Kramatorsk, and then in the morning all these 3,000 people would have been at this very station. But the railroaders refused to follow the instructions. They led the trains across the emergency bridge and saved the passengers. My point is that there are the people you see, the guys, the staff, you and me, and there are those that no one sees. Does it happen that they refuse to go to the east? They say, I don't want to go there, risk my life. Everyone is at risk. Over 600 railroad workers died. We had the opportunity to ride on the first train, had some tea, saw how everything works, a lot of secrets, a lot of things can't be told. Speaking of the train, the Russians have had an armored train since Soviet times. Have you ever thought of booking a carriage for yourself? Until you said it, people were under the impression that we have the armor here. But now, as you said, you mean I gave away a state secret? One more. By the way, what carriage was Biden riding in? In the gold one? No, not in gold. In a more modest one. More modest? But there were still a lot of security measures. What is not a secret that can be told? From the interesting stuff behind the scenes. It's a third class. Here all stories remain between fellow travelers. Yes, but no one else will know, just between the two of us and a couple million other people every weekend. Here rides Biden, the President of the United States, by Ukrzaliznytsia in Ukraine. During the hostilities, I apologize, were there fighter jets going near the carriage? Jets, you smiled, is that true? They were not in our airspace, but there were reserve airfields. So in case of emergency, US planes could have been close by? Really? Jets, helicopters. We don't know all the details. We know there were reserve airfields. There were several motorcades traveling parallel to the train. For us, it was a railway honor. We were asked to slow down a bit because the motorcades were not in time. We were then like, good. Were there special equipment rail cars? I won't tell you all about it, but I will say the cars were modified not in Ukraine for over a week, then a few more days to put everything back together. Many security measures were taken. Was there any AA rail car? No, there was no such carriage, but there was a man with a tablet that had an air defense map on it. A trained man with special equipment that monitored how well the air defenses covered the area the train was passing through. By the way, he talked to our brigade already in Poland at the end of the trip. Our guys came up, he received them, sat down with them at the table, was very friendly. He gave them a presidential coins. That's very interesting. It's nice that you have so much credibility. There was a case when there were 4 special services working on the train at the same time, and these 4 services don't really speak English well. They were trying to agree on how to deploy snipers so that they would not keep each other in their sights. Third class will now get everyone talking. We have to lie down. That's good. I want more, but we have an important mission tomorrow. So good night. Thank you all. I decided to have a little more conversation with the passengers of this train, with those who are still awake.
I know you.
Very nice.
I saw you.
Oh, the lights are out. So we'll end with your interview then.
I am a settler from the town of Liman. Now I live in Fastiv. I haven't seen my eldest daughter for a year and a half. Today she said to me, "Mommy, pick me up." I'm very nervous right now. Why? Because I don't know what she will be like. How will I meet her? What she's gonna say to me? Well, what is a phone conversation? It's nothing. I can imagine how this war broke her. She's probably skinny little one, you know. I can only imagine.
I've heard so many stories like this before, but I'm deeply surprised by our moms every time. No matter what age a child is, a mom will always worry about them.
And just this morning, she just gave me such a chance. She says, "Pick me up." You realize she's not even by herself. I'm picking her up. Mom is still in charge. Mom still prays and loves her and pities.
Tomorrow is yours.
Yes. My happiness.
Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure too.
It's nice to see people like that.
Yes.
Proud of Ukrainians.
Yes. Our blood can't be changed.
Whole rail car has almost all gone to bed, and we are also laying down on the top shelves. I woke up already in the east. Our first stop was the town of Slavyansk. The next stop is the city of Kramatorsk. We get off at the very train station where a terrible tragedy took place on April 8th of the 22nd year. Then, during the evacuation of the civilian population, the station was shelled by a missile .U. 120 people were wounded that day and 61 were killed. I noticed that there are freight cars on both sides. Do you purposely put passenger trains between them so that, God forbid, shrapnel doesn't fly? God forbid. Kramatorsk station already knew its woe. And here, and at a number of other stations with a high risk of impacts, passenger train in length such that fit between freight cars. Of course, if there is a direct hit, it will not save, but it can protect against shrapnel.
And I'm the station manager,
Legendary station master,
Lyubov Vladimirovna Pazura.
Lyubov Vladimirovna. It's a pleasure.
I wanted you to go and look at our roses.
This is a holy thing. Donetsk land, the city of Donetsk.
Yes, our roses.
The city of a million roses. That's what Donetsk was called before the occupation. In Kramatorsk, which is now the main city of Donetsk region, they kept this tradition to plant roses. They have become an unofficial symbol of the city.
Some roses we grew from shoots. We covered them with bottles, and already in the spring we have new roses.
You are an incredible woman. I understand you very much. My mom loves roses very much too. And when they bloom, she smiles.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. That's your pride, isn't it?
Gloria Rose is the most gorgeous rose. This one is the one that smells the most. See what it's like.
Still, beauty should always be there.
Beauty is supposed to be, but life has become different, and the attitude towards life has become different. We didn't appreciate it too much before. We didn't think it could happen. While everyone has been helped, the child was lying on a bench, and no one approached him. I immediately thought, why is no one helping the child? I went over and he was missing half his head. I remember those terrible benches where the child was lying.
These benches right here?
On that very bench. I go out and the first thing I saw, that wounded. A woman is crying, probably she has no leg. A child died there, a child died there too. It is impossible to convey in words.
Where was the hit?
The hit was behind the train station. But there were clusters, they flew apart. They flew far to where is a children's car now, where the stone stands. There was a tent there. People were drinking tea, and it hit right into the tent. Then it hit at the fence. There were people sitting on a bench. They were blown up. It's a horror. It's impossible to talk about it. It is all right here, you know. And when you start talking about the 8th of April, or the 22nd year, here everything boils, and here it hurts. Because it is impossible to convey. It is impossible to convey how you saw mothers crying, children without legs, and you feel that we didn't save them. We.
Having found out to whom we are going, Ms. Luba asked to come with us, but first she gave us a command to pick flowers from the flower bed for her legendary colleague.
Here. We'll wrap it up later. Luda, look how beautiful it is. Red, see? Here. There are buds. Not with buds.
You at least leave a little of it at the train station. Now that's a different matter.
Look, one better than the other. Can I pass you flowers?
Yeah,
Please.
please, come in. The first kilometers in Kramatorsk. The city lives, the roads are good, there are people on the streets.
People live, plant vegetable gardens, buy seedlings, plant flowers.
What is the mood in Kramatorsk?
The mood is our Kramatorsk will not be touched. Slavyansk will not be touched. No, it will be Ukraine. We believe in the AFU. We all believe that our homes will be intact, that we will work and live In Ukraine, we don't need anything else.
As it turned out, in the Pokrovsky district, navigators sometimes refuse to work. So we ask people on the street where Lydia Stepanivna lives.
Here, you drive to the dumpster on the right side. To the right.
Does the whole village know about her?
Of course, the whole region, not the village. 93 years old. Came on foot from wherever. Of course. Take a right and then a left. On the right side, the last house.
Thank you, thank you.
Good luck.
Turns out, everyone knows that granny. They are very proud. Well, age will be verified. We already have 3 versions, 93, 97, 98.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
The delegation is here to see you. It's the flowers.
Hello.
Hi, Alexander.
A little wilted. It's not a big deal. They were so beautiful.
This is a man you probably know.
Of course I do. Hi.
Hi. A cousin? Yes. Did you know he was coming?
I knew. My grandmother didn't know. It's going to be a surprise.
A very exciting moment. Stepanivna, we're so happy to see you. Lydia Stepanivna, good evening. Caution, let me help you if I may. The railroad men are here to see you.
Railroaders?
That's exactly right. You're our favorite railroader. This is the head of the station from Kramatorsk.
Our flowers. Congratulations to you. Thank you.
Everyone here knows you. You're very famous. We were told you were 93, 97 or 98 years old. How old are you really?
98.
98? Wow! And you walked 10 kilometers with sticks from Ocheretino, on foot.
Yes. Got out on the road and go. And I wasn't afraid.
Lydia Stepanivna became famous not only in Ukraine but also abroad when she walked 10 kilometers on her own from the village of Ocheretino, fleeing the advance of Russian troops. She was met by the Ukrainian military on the Sheld Road and handed over to the police.
No papers. I had nothing.
You said you didn't have any documents. We brought you the first one. You are now an honorary train chief. You've earned it. Here's your picture. This is Ukrzaliznytsia. This is a certificate. You're the chief of the train now.
This one?
We'll be proud if you have it.
Thank you.
In every train there is a chief. The main task of this profession is to ensure quality and safe travel for all passengers. But for Lydia Stepanivna, this is no longer a profession. It is an honorary title. No duties, only privileges. And by the way, we have another surprise for you. You're about to see it. Hello, Grandma.
I wish I didn't fall.
I got you, got you.
Holding on. Here I'm being held.
How are you?
How did you get there? There is no trains.
By train?
Really? And I was thinking, Lord, where are my guys? Are they alive or not?
Alive, well, all working.
God bless you with good health.
You're going too, you'll be our chief, and we'll go with you, together.
What kind of chief am I now? You are all like falcons, and I'm like a rooster pecking. Well, God bless you.
You too, Grandma. Lydia Stepanivna, now with this document you can go anywhere by train. You have a golden ticket. It's free everywhere by train. Where would you like to go by train?
Home to Ocheretino.
Home to Ocheretino. God willing that this wish will come true.
Let it come true. Maybe God willing it will.
Thank you very much. You are a real example for Ukrainians. You prove that the impossible does not exist. Everything is possible. You can always find strength. You inspire. I wish you health and long life. We wish you.
Thank you.
It's been almost a year since our trip. A lot has changed in that time. There are now more and more free seats on the train number 102. And in the cities of Kramatorsk and Druzhkivka, Shehaz GBUs and artillery shells explode almost daily. Since March this year, Kostiantynivka and its surroundings have been officially recognized as an active combat zone.
Get into cover, quickly!
But there is something that remains unchanged. People continue to find a source of strength in love for others. It is this love that helps to endure the most difficult trials. And also, in ordinary, at first glance, things that have become a symbol that life goes on.
This one smells the strongest.
Watch in the next episode. We will go to one of the most closed and mysterious communities in Ukraine, Bearded Man.
We're building the New Jerusalem.
I'm in New Jerusalem now, right? We learn why their saint cut her body. That is, on a living body. She's lying down and he's pulling up the skin and working the knife with a razor. And how is this supposed to save humanity from destruction? Christ himself chose this man. It is a sacrifice. We'll go to a ritual where no journalist has ever gone before. You are the first to film our prayer. We'll find out why no one in this community uses contraception. It's considered a sin in our community to let seed pass the deed. We'll go to a wedding. Bitter, where the young ones are brought together by some very unexpected connections. Are you two related to each other? And we'll take a unique interview with a woman who is considered a saint here.
They are afraid I'll die because they'll have no one to go.
Don't miss. Look, I like your place already. The World Inside Out with Dmytro Komarov, Ukraine.